Welcome back to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel, and this is Prepper Pantry. Pick of the week. Every week we take you shopping with us. We pick out an item and talk about where it fits into your long-term food storage pantry or your food storage pantry in general. Our focus is really on building out a quality long-term food storage pantry that gives you food stability, right? Just in case anything goes on, you don't feel like going to the grocery store, any kind of shortages, anything grim like that. It is good to have food, and certainly Hormel chili is an option. That was our pick this week, so we're going to get into Hormel chili, talk about what you get in the can, nutritional information and whatnot, shelf life, and maybe some alternative options. So as we're building out this video series, I always recommend A Year Without a Grocery Store, Karen Morris. It's a great book. It's not a thick book, but it's a great book that talks about building out your food storage pantry, short-term, mid-term, long-term, things like that, types of food, has some recipes, basics, a lot of information packed in here. It's a good little book to think about. So we're just trying to help out, give some ideas, talk about an item, where it fits into your pantry, right? And if you're looking at our content, right, as always, we enjoy making the videos, and it's more fun when people watch them, as you can imagine. So like, subscribe, share, comment. We appreciate the comments. We enjoy them. Some of the content we don't do as much as we used to, things like homestead content, pigs, chickens, dogs, turkeys, gardens. That's over all on Instagram. We're doing most of that on Instagram. You might see a short every once in a while, but we're trying to kind of organize a little bit. So if you're interested in the pigs, how they're doing, check us on Instagram, TikTok at Two Doctors Homestead. So I wanted to throw that out there. Our choice this week is Hormel chili, no beans. So we did a chili cook-off a while back, and of course if you're in Texas, the Texas style chili is no beans. So this is a good Texas style chili. It says no artificial ingredients, and it says no preservatives, but we're going to get into that, and 15 grams of protein per serving. So what do you get? What do you get in the canned Hormel chili? This is 2 pounds 6 ounces, so that is a beefy can. 2 pounds 6 ounces, has 4.5 servings per can at 260 calories per serving for $6.26. So for $6.26, you get 2.6 pounds, or 2 pounds 6 ounces. 2 pounds 6 ounces of chili. Total is 1,170 calories in the can. So if you were just going to live on chili, that 1,170 calories is below the starvation level. They consider 1,500 calories the starvation level. So it's big, it's heavy, and it's really not a day's worth of food, not long term. So 6 servings is what I figured out. If you did 6 servings, that would get you to 1,560 calories. That would be $8.34. So this is 4.5 servings. You got to get to 6, so you'd have to have about half of a second can, which puts you over 3 pounds. You'd have to eat 3 pounds of the chili, right, to get to 1,500 calories. So if you ate 6 servings, which is about a can and a half, that would get you 84 grams of fat, which is 132% of the daily. So depending on your diet, on your fat intake, that's pushing you over the daily, and the daily recommended is on 2,000 calorie average diet. We're only talking 1,560, so it's above the 100% point on fat. Total cholesterol is 210 milligrams for 6 servings, which is 72% of daily. Now it's the sodium. The sodium gets you. It says no preservatives, but it certainly has salt, right? In any canned goods, you're going to get blasted by salt, which is always a caution if you're building out your pantry with canned goods. Some people can't handle the salt, right? You might be on a low salt diet, high blood pressure, anything like that. So if you were to eat 6 servings, you'd get 5,940 milligrams of salt and 246% of daily. So that is a ton of salt. Now carbs is 114 grams, 36% of daily. So you could call it low carb in that sense. Protein 90 grams. Now it lists 90 grams at 174% of daily. I've seen numbers between 50 and 200 for daily. So this is 90s, 174. That's a little bit on the low end in my opinion, not giving health advice, but they seem to be pushing protein down, right? People should be eating as much protein based on the nutritional information from the stuff I've seen. That's not advice. You get vitamin A, you get calcium, you get iron, and it does appear to contain wheat, right? It has wheat on here, wheat protein, contains soy and wheat, so if you're gluten-free or something like that, probably not a good choice for you. Now, this has a 3-year shelf life on the can, so in that sense, it's great for your midterm food storage pantry, right? Short term would be things maybe in the refrigerator, your milks, your fruits, anything like that, vegetables that are going to expire. Midterm is more your canned goods, right? This says 3 years, could probably go longer, right? I'm not going to warranty that in any way, but generally people consider canned goods to either have no expiration date or they can last a very long time, and that of course depends on how they're stored and maybe how they're packaged, right? Canned goods can go bad, I will say that. So 3-year shelf life on the can. So I wanted to do some comps, right? And we've talked about some comps before, Homestead chili. So we're saying this can was $6.26. To get to 6 servings, 1,500 calories, that's $8.34. Now this is no beans, but if you just got dry beans, and we'll talk about that in terms of actually building out your pantry on a budget, dry beans, you can get 1,500 calories worth of dry beans for 85 cents. So a tenth, so $8.34 for 1,560, 85 cents for 1,500 calories of dry beans. So in terms of cost and weight, because this would be over 3 pounds and that's a little over a pound, you might want to think about dry. It certainly has a place. I'm not going to crack this one and open it because there's no way I'm going to sit here and eat 2 pounds, 6 ounces of chili. I don't need that in my stomach right now. So some things we've done in terms of canning, that was dry, right? Dry beans, 85 cents for an equivalent amount of calories. We do a lot of our own home canning. So we got stuff like pinto beans. We've got stuff like pizza sauce. I don't know if we have any chili. I know we have sloppy Joe mix. So you can can it yourself for a lot less nowadays, as I said. So 85 cents for 1,500 calories. If you bought the dry beans, you canned it. Obviously you need a canner, you need the lids, you need the jars, but once you've done that, a lot of this is reusable, maybe not the pop lid, but you can make it yourself and you can save a ton of money on that and you still get a good shelf life. And of course we got highly recommend if you do any of your own canning, bulk canning and preserving. I was flipping through it and it does have a couple chili recipes in here. Spicy Texas chili, chili con carne. So you have your chili recipes. So in that sense, if you're serious, you're building out your long-term pantry, but you want to save a little money, or you want to control the ingredients, I'd say canning it yourself, make it yourself is much better. You can get shelf life, you can can it yourself without adding 5,940 milligrams of salt, right? So you have some lower salt options. Obviously salt is a preservative, so that's going to help with shelf life, and I'm sure that's why they have so much salt in there. The beans themselves don't. Once again, I get that's chili without beans, but meat in general, right? The first 2 ingredients are water, and then meat, beef and pork, it doesn't naturally have that much salt. So they're adding salt. Understand why they're adding salt. They want it to be safe, they want it to be preserved. But if you do it yourself, you make it yourself, you can get pressure canner, start canning your own, you're going to save money every time you make something. It will eventually pay for itself. You can control the ingredients. So hope that helps out, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.